Glorify the King. I want to say good evening to the world. This is an image that I had printed today. Before now, these shells were just that, shells. I picked them up through the inspiration of the Most High, and I created this image from the shells. And with this image, it says right there, Yah, creation, Ark of the Covenant. This is like what the Bahamas mean to me. From the day we born, true Bahamian. Now, I took the opportunity to go and visit the office of Justice Milton Evans today, to be denied for the umpteenth time any transcript from the case in respect to the 31st of May 2013 in respect to case number 01341/2012 in the matter of the First Caribbean International Bank, Amos Miller and Tiffany Patricia, not Patrice, Tiffany Patricia Roll Miller. Okay? Now, I want the world to know this is one of the image I'm asking the Bahamas government in respect to my talent, my insight. I created this image. It represents for me my crown and my glory in respect to my faith. I am, according to the Constitution, I can change my religion anytime. And this represents my faith, my covenant I make with my sovereign God that I was taught as a child. Name is Yahweh. Growing up over the years, being misguided in some of these black churches today, the name Yahweh is not a name that they want to recognize. Now, at the end of the day, under the Constitution of the Bahamas, and of which, if it wasn't for the Universal Declaration of Human Rights document and signing of that document in the 9th of December 1948, we will have no constitution. But chapter 1, number 2, paragraph 2 says this country, the Bahamas, will always be indivisible in respect to a sovereign nation, and our rights and freedoms of the individual are inalienable. Now, this is also one of my creation, Justice Milton Evans. Conveniently, sir, I was not too long ago, the documents say 5:50 p.m. I was served what is called the order for possession. Now, y'all can find the time to bring case against a brother who, under the Bahamian law, if he was not cheated, like the other, by the way, I'm cheated out of certain rights and freedoms because the Bahamian people, the majority of us, real name Bahamians, with no mixture in our blood in respect to other nationality, we are being disenfranchised because of our inherent right. Now, this is happening to me because it's happening to everyone else. Now, but y'all can find time to provide Amos what it says here. Let's read it. Commonwealth of the Bahamas. See it here? Everybody, I'm not going to story. I'm not going to tell no false on the courts. Okay? It says here, August 7th. Okay? August 7th. All right? Now, but In the back, it came from the office of Henry B. Sands. Let me tell you something, Mr. Sands. Henry B. Sands Chamber. I don't even like Sands Bear. And Lebowski and company. Lebowski. The Miller name was and is and will always be the big Lebowski around here, bro. I ain't scared of y'all documents. Now, the white people around the world, all of you, and the black people, all of us, needs to get along. But nobody is going to take advantage of the Bahamian male, especially this one, no more. Now, this dated the this is the what is this now? In the matter of an indenture of mortgage made on the 5th day of March AD 2004. That's when we took out the mortgage between Amos Jr. Miller and Tiffany Patrice. They so crooked. They know this young girl named Tiffany Patricia. But anyhow, we give and take what it is, Miller. Of the one part, and the First Caribbean International Buying Bahamas Limited. Of the other part, and now of the record in the Registry of Records in the city of Nassau in the island of New Providence in volume 9106 at pages 602 to 612. And in the matter of the Conveyance and Law of Property Act, Chapter 138. I would look at that shortly. Of the statute laws of the Bahamas between the First Caribbean International Bank Limited plaintiff and Amos Jr. Miller, first defendant, and Tiffany Patrice Miller. We got to go with their name, but we know her name is Tiffany Patricia Rowe Miller. All right? Second defendant. However, it doesn't matter. Now, it goes on to say, order of possession before the Honorable Mr. Justice Milton Evans of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, sitting in chamber situated Sefri Square, East Street North, in the city of Nassau, on the island of New Providence, one of the islands of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, dated the 31st day of May 2013, upon application of the plaintiff by an originating summons filed herein on the 5th day of October 2012, seeking delivery of vacant possession of all that parcel of lot of land, being a portion of a larger tract of land containing 16,669 acres situated east of South Beach Road, approximately 1,654 feet south of Cowpen Road, in the southern district of the island of New Providence, and bounded north by the land, the property of Desmond at the time, Desmond and Jacqueline Green Slade at the time, former the Commissioner of Police brother, and running thereon 300 feet on the east by the other portion of the said tract of land, and running therein 100 feet on the south by a road reservation, and running thereon 300 feet, and on the west by Blue Hill Road, and running thereon 100 feet, now of the record in the Registry General Office in the city of Nassau in the island of New Providence, in the volume, like I stated earlier, 9106 at pages now 594 to 594 to 601, and payment of all sum due and owing by the first and second defendant pursuant to the Order 77, Rule 1 of the Rules of the Supreme Court of the Bahamas. And upon reading the affidavit of Mr. Garth MacDonald, also filed herein on the 5th day of October, AD 2012, in support of the application. Mr. Garth MacDonald, by the way, you fail, according to the documents what I have here, to at least make my case. But we expect you're not going to go there in court to make my case. But you know, First Caribbean International Bank, the first defendant, Amos Miller, the second defendant, Tiffany Patricia Rowe Miller, we have an agreement in principle, in writing, giving you guys long in advance time to sell this property. You failed to show in any record, and the court failed. Well, they say I didn't show up. But let's talk about why I didn't show up. Because y'all heard all the other cases, Justice Milton Evans. You heard the case with the children? Excuse me. 11 o'clock a.m. The divorce, you heard that 11 o'clock a.m. Then you switch now to railroad me, in my humble opinion, for the First Caribbean International Bank. Okay? And it's like everybody knows that brother has a talent. Give him an opportunity to copyright his stuff in his Bahamas and allow him to go and trade his merchandise to his tourists. Y'all chose tourism as the main industry in this country long before I was born. And by the way, it was the white Bahamians who did that. At the time, the minority, and still is the minority, who did not like black people. Y'all lucky. I'm calling for black and white to come and get along, but the problem is y'all hate to see how people sometimes like to express the truth. Well, that's y'all got to get along with that. Obviously, y'all don't want to be my friend. Now, I said before, I was molested by a male when I was 16. I want Neil Clarence Ellis to know that was the reason why, sir, you failed, okay, to support the church principles in this matter, in that particular matter. I'm not ashamed. You all are. Because it's obvious that after 40 years of this country being independent, Amos is 43. I born 3 years before. You see? I'll study the truth, and then I'll let the truth set me free. This is what I know how to do. This is one of the image. Amos J. Miller, Israel, is asking the government, and it says, Yah creation, Ark of the Covenant. And in the middle you see the number 40, where the flashlight of the camera went. Okay? Representing 40 years of our country being independent, number one. But it also represents the 40 I were in 2010 when I first made my public confession of delivery. Now, 2013 is this year, July 10th. My ex-wife and I, this young lady, we would have celebrated 14 years. Now, Bishop Ellis, the bottom line is, under the Bahamian Constitution, sir, it was the government. Furthermore, let me say something about First Caribbean. Furthermore, First Caribbean did everything in their power to make sure the person who they gave such major loan to did not succeed, because they gave me a loan for a home and the vehicle, and I only the truck in the very same truck with the PLP used and misused, and I got to say used and abused, because now when they win and it was time for me to get a little job, they gave it to foreigners. They love foreigners. And by the way, I support stem cell because I support science and technology. And God give it and God take it away, not man. It is God who gives the knowledge, the insight. I'm not going to be stupid and fight down what I know God has given man the knowledge to do. But I will say this, no one is going to get away but trying to make the Bahamas one of the wealthiest, like Christy used to say, and he now is failing to mention. He used to say just some months ago, a little over a year now, we are the most beautiful this and beautiful that, powerful, beautiful little country, superpower country on the planet. Now, all of a sudden, he have his Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration surrendering over the sovereignty of our nation to an aggressive race of black people that are in the millions. Okay? Now, why that nation that are over 200 years old in respect to independence are in the problem they're in, the Bahamas cannot fit the bill any longer for that corruption. Now, what have been taking place in the country? Bahamian people have to rent to the very same Jamaicans who paid their monies to come to the Bahamas. Okay? Now, the Haitian people smuggle their way here with their boatload of pregnant women, claiming their baby born here, so they have rights, and now they want to take over because why? Too much of our political leaders are what? They're Bahamians, but they have Haitian roots. You can't run from that. And if Because you're questionable now, 40 years later, the nation is broke. You trying, because what? Amos don't want to go along with corruption? Y'all going to serve this to me? The only reason why I don't tear this up, because I need to take some pictures of this for digital writing. See, I write digitally. I talk, and this is how I do it. I just want y'all to know, for every action, Amos J. Miller, the dynamus in the middle of this. Remember, I always have options, and my family knows the truth. And my friends, and those who I call my friends, those who have accepted me, most of them are rich as rastas, by the way, in honor of the truth, the spirit of the living God, red, gold, and green, and the blue. It's going to be a blue party in this country by 2017. The people is going to reject all your lies. And if they only bet with Amos J. Miller Israel for the next 3 years, Mr. Christie finish by November next year, 2014, he'll be gone. Some other leader will take over that party. And if it's not a proper one, inspired by God to do the things and give the people the things they deserve, then we get rid of him too. But this is only one of the image I intend to have copyrighted in the Bahamas. Now, I also took the liberty to went down to this office. It is called, this is form number 13. You all like 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. That represents the 4 people who used to be in my life, which you all tried to destroy. But that's okay. I'm the seed, you see. God will give me another wife or another woman for me who would be willing to have children for me. That's providing the one with rent didn't poison me. I don't even know what's going on with me. I know one thing. I'm healthy and strong. Now, this is Form 13, number 13, Industrial Properties Act, 1965. The very same year, the Akron's Crooked Island and Long Key Association, by the way, was established by my grandfather and other great men, like the father of Loftus Roker, and other great men, Ferguson's, Bain. Now, y'all have a problem, because no one can take anything from me, because I didn't steal this. Whoever, listen Bahamas, and listen world, listen now. They want me to pay the Bethel guy $185,000 what he asked for this property. Then he wanted me to pay half of his lawyer fee. I did that. Cooper & Co. was the lawyer I used. So now watch this now. All the lawyers didn't get paid. 10 years later, this is what they're serving. This nonsense is what they're trying to serve me now. Now, and I'm going to turn. In fact, I did the video where I have so many coconut trees on this property. They waited and watched for 10 years. It was Hana what gave me the nickname 10 cents. And I must be worth more than 10 cents by now, Mr. Hana. And Mr. Hana, he's still alive living in Ackland's family to Bernadette Hannah Christie. Now, I want y'all to know. This is the Industrial Properties Act 1965, claim for design copyright. I want the world to know right now. Amos J. Miller, Amos Jr. And that Jr. is really as a junior to my father. But I will change my name if I have to Yahweh in honor of my Christ, the Yeshua. I'm a Hebrew seed, not a Jew and not a Gentile. Now, this is the form. And this paper, we need to move to paperless society. Y'all have the internet, and y'all could go around there spreading everything else on the internet. Then the Register General office, the Register General's department in the office, okay, of the Industrial Property Rights Division. I'm going to put this together, and I'm coming to copyright this image. I want the world to know the Bahamas government is trying to destroy the Willis Miller House because of everything it stands for. And they are angry because they lost. And I'm not going to give up. Like, I don't want no other. They brought a case against me. Every CDU being in this yard, looking for drugs and whatever else they were looking for. They claimed they were looking for some criminal who ran out of the property where I rent to. I didn't know the guy shot the guys. I mean, I'd been happy to tell him leave. But anyhow, the bottom line is I live upstairs. I can't be responsible for the people I rent to. But anyhow, 10 months later, they dropped the case against me. All right? and the other people. So why are they persistently trying? You know why they dropped that? Because they couldn't get me that way. So they say, okay, they got to come and get me direct. Listen, September 13, Justice Milton Evans, sir, you summoned me to come in your chambers, and you talked to me as if I was not, according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, had any dignity and any right as you had in this world, much less to any. I don't know how I can't describe how you acted. September 13, 2011. Okay, now Justice Milton Evans. Did Mr. Ingram gave you that made you a justice? Mr. Christie? Who? And by the way, let me congratulate those who have become justices and those who will become justices. I'm not going to let no corrupt politician or church religious leaders cause me to break the law. Now listen to me. The real drug of choice is cocaine and heroin. The powers that be, the white people that enslaved black people from day one, put the negative name drugs in respect to herb. I don't care what you say. It is called herb. It is a food. It's a medicine. Some of the people on that street, if they didn't have that, the crime rate might have even been higher. Not everyone wants to be a criminal. And that's why plenty of y'all, in respect to government and in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and your leadership, since y'all have taken over government, from then to now, is atrocious. All right? How these governments are taking advantage of the people. Now y'all jealous because Amos Jr. Miller knows how to speak the truth. Well, take a number. I didn't steal this property. I paid Wilshaw Bethel, Michael Wilshaw Bethel, $189,000. $185,000 gone directly in his pocket. And the other, almost $5,000 gone in the pocket of his attorney. You know who that attorney was? Oh, Eddie Hanna Company. Eddie Hanna & Co. And by the way, Eddie Hanna, a great guy, Bahamian, former Governor General, Lord Chambers. So you all take it easy. No one is going to railroad me or anything. And Mr. Wilson, you were the insurance company that made $7,000 plus in some cases for the year or whatever it was. But it was a lot of money when we added up all of the insurance. And now, because you're a friend with Bishop Neil Ellis, and Bishop Neil Ellis is the second cousin to the young lady that took the side of General Electric corruption, I don't care, and I ain't scared of y'all. I'd bring every last one of y'all down if I have to, and down in the sense that of y'all pride, because you know y'all always have y'all money, so y'all perish with that. But guess what? I paid for this property, and anybody wanted from me, y'all paid me back. Tiffany Patricia Roll and I came to the First Caribbean Bank long in advance, 5 months in advance before we stopped paying the mortgage, to tell those people at that bank, please, we wish to sell the property. They said, okay, we're going to come in and evaluate the property XYZ, and then we're going to put it out on the paper. They waited for 1 whole year. They never came. We had to go back to them after we waited a year. And then they said, and then they can say to me, and the young lady put it in writing. All that time, that was their way of doing everything. Like they denied me a little extra funds. When they gave me the truck, I needed a little extra funds to get a bobcat or a forklift. And they denied me. They wanted me to break my back and be a slave. Well, I did. I break my back for the PLP because the truck, when I bought it, brand new, the PLP was going into a by-election at the time. Okay? And I was with them. And by the way, I was tortured by the F&M for the 3 years after the PLP loss in 2007. But by the way, that was all part of the plan to take from the Bahamian people. Now, the last house y'all have to destroy in honor of y'all long-serving reign for the Queen, if it have to be Willis Miller House, well, listen to me. I'll go down in my grave before I be a slave to y'all. And I send this strong message to General Electric and the powers that be around this world. In every home in this country, y'all ain't gonna be slaving the people to pay your electricity bill no more. My grandfather was an original sailor man. Listen to me. The truth will assail on y'all. The whole truth. And I'm not crazy. I'm not, in fact, furthermore, you could call me crazy. Because you know what? Analyzing things, I'd be crazy for not being crazy for what y'all put me through in the last 43 years. But thanks be to God. General Electric, y'all owe the Bahamas and the Bahamian people, and including all of the companies that have been doing foreign direct investing with any one of the present or former government, period, and leader. Y'all owe the Bahamian people for the service and all of we're talking about the governments of the world, $200 billion. Huh? $200 billion. Yes, that's what y'all owe us. Now, if the Bahamian people get to tell you all, I just told the world. Y'all sail on me and I'll sail on y'all. That's a promise. Okay? And by the way, because of this tape, I will make sure some information be where it's supposed to be. In 1 hour,